Wheels America is sponsored by Grundy Insurance, the official insurance of Wheels America. Today on Wheels America, it's one of a kind. We look at a 37 Hoffman, the only one ever made. We chill out in a rare two-wheel drive 72 GMC Jimmy convertible. We check out a custom rat rod, totally one of a kind from the ground up. And we'll take a look at more of the greatest cars ever made on Wheels America.
I'm here today with Deb and her 2017 Racing Yellow C7 Z06 Corvette. Now, Deb's always been a Chevy gal. So, Deb, how did you come to land on this Corvette?
I've had 3 Corvettes already. I started with an 08 and just went up from there as far as speed and sportiness. And this is my 3rd one now.
What do you have under the hood?
650 horsepower, 650 torque, 6.2 liter engine, an LT4.
So you got a lot of power under there.
Absolutely.
Great. Have you done anything to the exterior of the vehicle?
I have. I put some graphics on the side and I had the wheels powder coated black to match it.
So have you done anything to the interior, or what can you tell me?
The interior is stock, and with a Z06 it does have a little bit sportier look to it. I've made a few little creature comforts for my own, but otherwise it's pretty much the way it comes.
So why the Z06?
I had a Stingray to start with, and I loved it, but the Z06 is a little bit more power. It rides a lot smoother. It's so much nicer of a ride compared to the Stingray.
So what's your favorite thing about this car?
The way it looks, and definitely the way it handles.
Is this a daily driver for you?
Yes, it is.
And what keeps you coming back to car shows time and time again?
I meet a lot of nice people. It's fun. The kids get a kick out of this, and that's the most thing that I love about it. When people come in, they get excited about it, they take pictures of it, and they ask questions about it. It's just a lot of fun. You meet a lot of nice people. And after all, who doesn't love cars?
I'm with Scott and Tina in their 1934 Mercedes-Benz 500K. And they're going to tell us about the unique story that landed this vehicle in their hands.
Well, this is very interesting. We gave away a 2005 Mercedes to somebody, and about 2 weeks later somebody called me and said, hey, I've got this Mercedes that used to belong to my husband before he passed away. It's been under a tarp for about 7 years, and I really feel the Lord wants me to give it to you. And so that's how we came about this vehicle.
Such a great story. Now, have you done anything to the outside of this vehicle?
Well, we had to clean it up. We actually had to, detail the outside of the car, fix some of the minor accessories on the outside of the car. But the car's really in good shape. It took probably about 2-3 months, but we got it all cleaned up and back into driving shape.
And what do you have under the hood as far as engine specs?
Yeah, this is got a factory GM crate motor. It's a 265 horse 350, and runs just absolutely beautiful.
That's right. You had shared with me that this is a Heritage Motors vehicle.
Yes, this car was built by Heritage Motor Company. They were based in Florida. The car was built in 1990. They used to build these cars for rental fleets in southern Florida and southern California. And so this car is built. It's got a 1979 Camaro front clip, disc brakes, and power steering, air conditioning. The previous owner to me, he's had the thing up over 100 miles an hour, and drives really good.
What can you tell me about the interior of the car?
Well, the interior is all leather with wood paneled doors. It's built as close as could be replicated to the 1934 Mercedes, so it's a very comfortable, nice car to sit in and to ride in.
And what would you say is the most unique attribute to this car, whether it's interior or exterior?
I like the doors. They open in reverse.
Ah, the suicide doors. So how do you use this car? Is it a daily driver?
It's a fun car, but we use it mainly to fundraise. We're really involved in our veterans programs, trying to fundraise for whatever veterans organization that is helping them out, the men and women who have served this country. And this is just a part of history.
We go to a lot of car shows across the country, and I'm just curious, what do you think it is that keeps everybody coming to car shows?
Everybody loves cars.
That is true. There's a lot of history. I think the heritage that you see in the various cars that we have, it brings people back to a time and a place. I mean, everybody can remember something that happened when you're standing next to a 65 Mustang that happened back then, whether it's a movie, whether it's something that you've seen. So it brings up a lot of emotion. And like my wife said, everybody loves cars.
Hi, I'm Charlie, and I want to tell you about my truck. It's a 1963 Chevy step-side pickup, model C10. I've owned the truck for about 2 years, and it was built by a close friend of mine in Santa Clara, California. He started at about 2008 and finished in 2011. It was a frame-off restoration. It has a 350 cubic inch crate motor, Thorley headers, a 4-speed automatic transmission, and a full leather interior. Another close friend did all the paint and body work on it, and I'm really proud of it. It's a fun truck. The bed is an all-walnut bed, and the nice thing is the gas tank is beneath the bed, and there's a flip-open door that you can access the tank without spilling gas all over your bed. The interior is all gray leather, and the exterior, again, was a special paint job. It was done in Mini Cooper Chili Red, and it really pops a lot more than some of the standard Chevy colors. When the truck was completed, we put power disc brakes on the front, but we left the standard drums on the rear, and we decided to stay with the 6-lug wheels that come with the Chevy trucks, just to keep it as original in that regard as we could. I'm really proud of it, and for me it's the perfect truck. I'm Charlie, and that's the story of my truck.
Grundy Insurance is a family-owned business. Frequently, you'll find me with my brother and dad working on one of our cars. We understand the importance of protecting what you love. Hi, I'm Josh Grundy. My family has been insuring collector cars since 1947. We invented agreed value coverage. Get the best coverage for the least amount of money. Agreed value, unlimited mileage, at a rate you won't believe. At Grundy, we get it. Call us now or visit us online at grundy.com.
You're watching Wheels America!
Coming up on Wheels America, we take a look at some real one-of-a-kinds. A 1965 Pontiac GTO, and the only Hoffman ever made. When Wheels America returns.
These are some beautiful cars. Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. We love classic cars as much as you do. That's why we tailor your policy for the way you drive. A Grundy policy covers you for 100% of the agreed value, unlimited mileage, 0 deductible, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at grundy.com and we'll quickly show you how much you can save. At Grundy, we get it. Call us today.
You're watching Wheels America!
I'm talking with Ron, who has a one-of-a-kind special order 1965 GTO. And Ron, I understand that you ordered this custom off the line. Is that correct?
Yes, I ordered it special. This color, Nassau blue, which came on the Corvette only, and at that time it only cost $39 more to do that.
So this truly is a one-of-a-kind vehicle. Can you tell me what you've done to the exterior?
Well, the only change is I shaved the firewall because there was so much junk on it and the air conditioning was gaudy. So I just turned it into a more of a custom car of my own likings, and that means I put special brakes on it and air conditioning and air ride, and I did all of that. The wheels, the front are 17 inch, the back are 18 inch. I picked Boyd Coddington rims. I put all bare brakes on the car, and boy, I can stop it on a dime.
What about the interior of the vehicle?
The interior is original, other than it's new, but it came with parchment white pearl, like the color it is now, and the only difference inside the car is all GTO dashes are most all black. I painted the dash pearl white, and the steering wheels were all mahogany, and I painted the steering wheel white. So, you know, the inside of the car is pearl white.
Under the hood, I noticed that you have a tri-power V8.
That's original. I ordered it that way with Tri-Power, and it was 360 horse V8 Pontiac, 389 cubic inches, and that's what I ordered. The block, the short block, is a 66 GTO, but it's all Pontiac, and I put all the Tri-Power and head and everything on that motor.
What's the most exciting thing about being the owner of this GTO?
I'll tell you, it's owning a standard shift car with a 4-speed, and after you've owned it, there's so much fun in banging the gears, and you can power shift these cars. They'll take it. You can burn the tires. The horsepower's there, and plus, the reason I bought this one is because it's a different color than everybody else has got. They don't have an asphalt blue GTO out there on the street.
Ron, why do you go to car shows? What's in it for you?
I'll tell you right up front. You go to a guy goes to car shows to find out what everybody else has got, what everybody else is building, and what they did to their car, and to find out what parts is available to buy for your own car. And it's just a matter of being nosy.
There are rare cars, and then there are one-of-a-kind cars. We're here with Larry. Larry's got his own one-of-a-kind Hoffman. Larry, what can you tell us about the Hoffman?
Well, the Hoffman was built in 1936 by a Detroit-based engineer whose name was Rod Hoffman. And unfortunately, very little is known about this car. He was apparently sworn to secrecy by his investors when he built the car. There are stories that it was commissioned by the Fisher brothers, who at the time were board members of General Motors. They were in the process of attempting to buy a small car manufacturer, and this was going to be their first car.
So Larry, everything on this car truly is one of a kind. Can you tell us exactly what that means as far as parts?
Well, it was made as a pre-production prototype, so there was one fender, one headlight, one hood. This is it. There's no second car, third car, nothing like that. This is as rare as a car can be. If there's less than one, of course, it doesn't exist.
Larry, one of the most unique features of this vehicle is that X8 engine. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, well, two things about the power plant. First, the fact that it's located in the rear, which is very unusual for mid-30s. That was a very unique concept, and not many car manufacturers were doing that. The second thing is that it's in the configuration of an X. It's like 2, 2, 2, and 2. So the idea behind that was that it has a very low profile, but it still could have good engine displacement.
The X8 configuration is pretty unusual. Are there other vehicles that went into production with that same type of engine?
I don't know of any other vehicles, but I know that Henry Ford in that same era was experimenting with X8 configurations for motors. He really liked the fact that there was a very low profile to the motor, and it would enhance the lower center of gravity. He made X4 engines, a couple of them, and I believe he made a couple of X8 engines, but they were never placed in any kind of a car. The neat thing about this is the right rear door is interchangeable with the left front door, and the right front door is interchangeable with the left rear door. So there would have been quite an advantage of saving money in production, with tooling costs and stamping presses and stuff like that.
Kind of fitting in with that whole theme of the X and crisscross.
That's true. I never thought of that, but that makes sense.
You're a design guy. Larry, what's it like to have the only car of its kind in the world?
Well, you never have to worry about seeing another one at a car show.
Car guys love a fast car. I'm Sam Grundy. At Grundy Insurance, we'll get your quote done super fast. It's quick, easy, and it'll save you money. With Grundy, you get agreed value, 0 deductible, unlimited mileage, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com. You'll be amazed at how fast we can get you rolling. Call us today. At Grundy, we get it.
Coming up on Wheels America, more of one-of-a-kind specials. A 1937 Graham and a 1972 GMC Jimmy convertible. When Wheels America returns.
Robert, and I want to tell you about my car. It's a 1957 Chevrolet Corvette, and I've had the car less than a year. It has a 283 V8. It is fuel injected. It's automatic transmission. It has power windows. I just recently put new wheels on it because I prefer the sharper look. I also put aluminum intake, fuel injection. I put four-wheel disc brakes to help it in terms of drivability. I'm Robert, and that's the story of my car.
Here we have a one-of-a-kind 1937 Graham. Larry, tell us what it is that makes this car so unique.
Well, simply, it's the body. It is one of one. The car was originally designed and built in Detroit as the chassis, motor, and drivetrain, and someone in Switzerland had a body commissioned by a coach builder whose name was Warbloffen.
Larry, talking about the body style of this vehicle, what are some of the most unique features about that?
Well, it has suicide doors. It has a V windshield, which in that era they didn't know how to bend glass. They couldn't do curved windshields, so they would actually have the windshield made of two pieces that would have slight angles to them, which really enhance the ability to create a flowing design around the windshield. The car has one seat, one bench seat, and it was kind of designed as a personal luxury car.
And you were telling me something interesting about the turn signals as well?
Yeah, the turn signals are trafficators. They pop out and light up, opposed to a separate light that would blink like we know today as a turn signal.
And so we see this car has an inline 6 engine with a supercharger. Can you tell us more about that and what makes that so special?
Yes, Graham did supercharging, which was basically a form of taking the air-gas mixture, compressing it to create more power with not having to increase the actual engine size. And it was very popular in Europe with the mountains and the hills.
Larry, I noticed there's a lot of really fine details on this car, especially the chrome.
Yeah, the chrome molding that goes around the whole back of the car and both sides, it was all handmade. It was made of brass. And when you look at the compound curves and the length of the molding, especially the one that wraps around the back of the car, it's just incredible that someone could do that.
So how does that supercharged engine ride?
Well, for a 1937 car, you got to put this in perspective, of course. A 1937 car, they weren't real powerful. So if you compare it to something today, it's not real fast. But if you compare it to its peers, other cars made in the mid-30s, the thing's just a screamer.
What are we looking at for top speed?
Oh, I would never know that because I would never drive this car that fast. So, as they say, what goes fast must stop, and caution is definitely something you want to have plenty of when you're driving one of these older cars.
Looking at the car, Larry, it looks like it would be a very elegant ride.
It is. It's smooth. It's quiet. It handles, again, fairly well for a 1937 car.
Driving collector cars is a thrilling experience. Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. We have a passion for collector cars just like you do, so protect your cherished investment the right way. At Grundy, you get agreed value coverage, zero deductible, and unlimited mileage. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com and we'll show you how much you can save. At Grundy, we get it. Call us today.
You're watching Wheels America!
I'm here with Michael and his rare 1972 GMC Jimmy, aka Tweety Bird. What can you tell me about this vehicle?
Well, it's a 1972 GMC Jimmy, very rare vehicle. I bought this car about 2 years ago from a gentleman in Texas. He was a collector, he didn't drive it much. I actually sold a few cars to get this car. I've wanted this car for 20 some odd years and just got pretty lucky when I found it.
I know this is a fairly rare model, but can you tell me just how rare it is?
Well, from the numbers that I could find, They made roughly 472 K5 Blazers. Well, this is a GMC version, and they made roughly 100 to maybe 150 in this year, and especially being a two-wheel drive, which makes it ultra rare.
Gotcha. Now, what have you done to this vehicle? Because, I mean, it's beautiful, so obviously there's a lot happening here.
Thank you. Well, I did the motor and transmission. I put a newer LS3 motor, which makes about 525 horsepower. It's carbureted, which is a little different. Most guys do fuel injection. I put a 700 R4 transmission behind it. I've also rebuilt the rear end, put a posi rear end in it with 373 gears. I rebuilt the driveline, completely rebuilt the suspension. Although the car was completely frame off, I just wanted to make it my own and do, you know, sway bars and springs and drop spindles and upgraded the brakes. Just most of the stuff that car guys do, I guess.
Is this the original color?
No, the original color was white. I don't know what made him paint it yellow. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it being yellow, but once I got it, everybody loved it. My kids love it. My wife loves it. I get a lot of compliments on it, so I guess it was a good choice.
I would say so. I am loving the interior. Tell me what all you've done to this.
I've upgraded the gauges with Intellitronics gauges. I've added a center console just to have the conveniences of cup holders, as crazy as that may sound. The interior is actually out of late 90s Tahoe Suburban. Just trying to do something a little different, just comfortable. The seats are power, they recline, they got armrests, so just something comfortable.
Is this a daily driver for you?
No, but I do drive it maybe 3 or 4 times a week. I just want to get in it and, you know, go around a few corners, maybe like a 5 or 6 mile radius around my house.
What's your favorite feature about this car?
I would have to say the engine. I just love the horsepower. I had a regular small block 350. It had maybe 300 horsepower. My motor now makes more power to the wheels than that whole motor did. So
I have to imagine that probably most people are very unassuming of what's under the hood when you pull up next to them or something.
Oh yeah, my mufflers aren't really loud, so they don't really know until they try to rev their engine up and take off. And you know, I've gone up against a few Corvette guys and Camaro guys, so they're quite surprised that this old truck could keep up with them.
At Wheels America, we know everybody loves cars. And we're here at the M1 Concourse in Pontiac, Michigan, at one of the biggest car shows in the country, showcasing everything from old classics to muscle cars. Let's go check it out. We're here with Sean and Jolene, who love cars so much, they decided to build their very own. So, first question, you guys, what do you call it?
It's a 1931 rat rod, classy rat rod.
And tell us how the rat rod came to be.
Go ahead.
So, it started a while back. We had a dream that we wanted to build like a 1930 pickup that revolved around family. We have 2 kids that are twins, boy and girl. We wanted them involved. So a vision came in our head and he took it from there.
Tell me about the planning process that was involved, designing, or was it just compiling parts?
Mostly compiling parts. You'll find something neat and then you just keep adding to it, and then eventually you start putting it together and it starts looking like something, and then you keep going from there.
And how often are you guys able to take it out for a spin?
She's put 2,400 miles on it just this summer already.
Impressive, very impressive. And are you taking it out by yourself or with the kids or the girls?
All the above. I drive it to work a lot.
So how long did the build take?
It took about 2 years.
Okay, and tell us about what's under the hood. What are we working with here?
It's a 12-valve Cummins diesel with twin turbos and all the goodies that it takes to make it go fast.
It does go fast?
Yeah.
How fast?
I've never had it over 120.
That's pretty fast.
They're fast.
Well, it's got about 700, 800 horsepower. It scoots the boot for a grocery getter.
Can you guys tell us a little bit about the interior? I'll be honest with you, it's not quite as raw as you would think for a built from scratch vehicle.
So a lot of it is Pinterest ideas. It is a rat rod, so like he mentioned earlier, it's a lot of different ideas. I wanted it to look old but look new at the same time. Like with airplane bomber kind of look seats, leather, a little bit of rough finish, but still looking really neat and classy and clean.
How does it feel on the inside? Pretty comfortable?
It's not too bad. It's a little tight because it's so small in there, but it's not bad. Like, we can drive it for an hour and not die.
And how's the handling on the road? Is it a smooth ride?
It's actually pretty smooth. It's got airbags. It does lift up, you know, I don't know how
8 inches.
About 8 inches. You know, we have it dropped down on bags right now, but, you know, it rides really well. Compared to some of the builds that we did, it rides really good.
Grundy Insurance is a family-owned business. Frequently, you'll find me with my brother and dad working on one of our cars. We understand the importance of protecting what you love. Hi, I'm Josh Grundy. My family has been insuring collector cars since 1947. We invented agreed value coverage. Get the best coverage for the least amount of money. Agreed value, unlimited mileage, at a rate you won't believe. At Grundy, we get it. Call us now or visit us online at grundy.com.
You're watching Wheels America.
Hi, I'm Sue. I want to tell you about my car. It's a 1951 Studebaker Commander convertible that my mom and dad bought new from a dealer in their hometown. His sister was the dealer. I've had a total restoration through the years, and I hope to have gotten the original color Sahara sand, and I'm just getting this thing back on the road again. And on the interior, we did the complete restoration in original color and leather, and it has a 3-speed, 3 on the column, 3 on the tree, as some people call it, and the color supposedly is the original. I can only hope that they've done the best job they could on this restoration. And I had the newly painted, and it's called Sahara Sand. It's the original paint color on the Studebaker for 51. My favorite thing about this car is the memories that it's accumulated through the years, because I was brought home from the hospital in this car as a baby, and it's been with me forever, and my family's gone, and it's going to stick with me for the rest of my life as well. I'm Sue, and that's the story of my car.
You're watching Wheels America.
America is sponsored by Grundy Insurance, the official insurance of Wheels America.
Send us information about your car show. You might be on Wheels America. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.